One of the things that we do, obviously, we get people when they come and say, okay, well, daddy's saying this, and mommy said they don't want us to get married. They're saying this. He doesn't. My dad said she doesn't like she doesn't like the guy. She says there's something. She can't put her finger on.
Women's intuition.
Yeah, and so we spot on. So one of the things that we normally advise is that, okay, have you got anybody in the family to go and speak to your dad? What is the outcome? Okay, we will, as pastors, we will also come and speak to them, and we kind of weigh that. We ask, what are the arguments, lay it on the table, what exactly is going on? And some people will say, well, we don't like where he comes from, and so we know that they're not very salient points. We kind of help them to see, and sometimes they might not see them, but the final decision still rests with the two people. They've then got to decide, okay, do I still want to continue with this relationship, or should we just kind of go our separate ways so that we don't hurt our families or lose our families? So I think...
Okay. But I think there are real situations where parents must get involved. Domestic violence.
Yeah. Yes.
If someone's beating someone up, you need to get in there. Stuck in there.
Immediately.
And sort it out.
Let's go back to the phone lines. Cynthia from Bolgatanga. Good morning, Cynthia.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
Okay. What is your question or contribution for us?
Please, I'm in a relationship with a guy. Hello?
Yes, listening. We're listening to you.
Please, I'm in a relationship with a guy. And my family doesn't like him. But I really love him. I want to marry him, but my family does not like him. What do I do, please?
What's the reason for them not liking him?
Yeah.
Hello?
What's the reason that they don't like him? Do you know?
I don't know, please. I don't know why. But he tried to get closer to the family and they don't like him.
Alright, so...
I don't know. I'm sure she does. Everybody knows why. But in Ghana, everyone's very vocal. So by now they would have given her a hint as to why.
I think just probe a little bit more to find out.
I think you need to find... I think it's always important to find out why. Because sometimes they're right and sometimes they might be wrong, but sometimes they might be right. I think it's important to find out why.
And also, if, I think it gets to a point of when you're both serious and you're committed to each other, then whether the parents like it or not, they're going to have a sit down to discuss. So I think the sooner you get to the cause of it.
Yes. I think normally when these things happen, it's important to actually ask, Mom, what's the reason what's the reason why you don't actually like this person? And if you feel that you can't approach it yourself, then get someone to go along with you and you have this family discussion to actually find out what the reasons. I think it's important to find out.
Funny enough, we don't have this phenomenon anymore, but do you remember when a lot of people used to elope?
Yeah, I didn't know they did that.
I didn't know.
Ghana.
In Ghana.
Ghana, they used to
elope quite a lot. Yeah, because
But the elope, you still have to go take some Uncle B to do a cheat. It happened. One of my family members, not elope, but you still had to take somebody to represent you. Maybe not the parents, but later on they came around usually.
You had to come around at some point, no?
In our culture,
I didn't know they did that in Ghana.
It's elopement with backup.
We've got John on the line. This is our last phone call for today. Good morning, John.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Great. What's your question or contribution?
I just wanted to make a contribution.
Sure, go ahead.
I think the key would be with the rules that will govern the relationship to determine whether the parents would influence or interfere. Because the rules governing a Christian relationship, an Islamic relationship, or a secular relationship are completely different rules. And that would go to show the level of interference. The age bracket, for a Christian, I'm a Christian. For a Christian, I believe in training the person up, and then the person will be able to make their decisions. When you're still with your parents, obviously, they are still your guardians to a certain level of maturity. And therefore, I think that the kind of relationship it is will determine the rules and the boundaries, as Reverend Yorson is saying, will be set, for the parents. you know. So that's my little take on that.
All right, thank you very much, John.
Thank you very much.
Taking every relationship on its own merit.
I think so. I think, I mean, also you can't have a general rule for everybody, and the people involved. There's some people that, you know, there's some children are actually quite responsible, and then they've actually learned, and you'll be surprised. Actually, they're quite responsible. They've learned quite a lot. They will actually come and ask you a lot of questions, or they're more responsible in the way they deal with things. So sometimes you don't need to interfere. You don't push too much. But some, you know, you're like. The way she handles her life and the way he handles his life, I need to talk a lot more. Yeah. So
I hope that we all agree that we've put everything in place that our children can make the right decisions anyway.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping anyway. That I
think sometimes as a parent, I suppose as a parent, sometimes you just do get scheduled. I suppose when these things start to come, when relationships start to come up, you think, I hope. I hope everything I've taught them.
Levels of interference as well. I mean, I don't like him because Nihonyefe or something like that.
No, that's not
true. They do in certain tribes. It's a whole thing. Ahofe is a big.
Or even some people won't like you because you're not from the tribe.
You're not from the same tribe.
You know, it's the levels and how trivial. Is it really important to worry about things like that if you're thinking about a lifetime commitment? You know.
So I guess building small, putting small building blocks as the children grow along.
Yeah, I think that's important.
At the point where they get to your 17-year-olds, then you feel that you've done. You feel that you've done almost enough to
almost.
Yeah. And hopefully, if I knock on your door, you won't shut the door in my face either.
I think parents maybe the main thing that we need to do in Ghana, we need to talk a lot more. I think we've just grown a culture of a lot of secrecy and silence, and everybody's hush, and we know what's going on, but we're not talking about it. And when it eventually blows up, it's like, everybody's talking.
Communication is the key to resolving everything. I want to say a big thank you to you both for coming in this morning. It's been Pastor Helen Yolson and Juliana Odro, and this segment has been brought to you by Lipton Tea, inspiration flowing from nature. And parents, come on, if I knock on your door, wouldn't you be happy to have me as your second?
Resounding yes, I can hear it. Cheers.
Plugging myself.
I think he's plugging.
Come on.